Suddenly, into the room walks a dwarf with really nice shoulders. He's carrying a
In that
bow,
case,
and one of
hell
his shoulders
no.
is completely bare.
God damn it.
Unfortunately, it's her
Fuck
brother.
you. Oh, yeah. In which case he's an asshole and she's gonna try to hit him.
Unless it's the dead one.
So, yes.
Unless it's a dead one, in which case we have a different problem.
So, Saren, yeah.
But surely, if it's a dead one, she hits him twice as hard.
Probably.
They're about the same. Yeah, Saren, you are in Valstead with the investigation. You managed to find some interesting things about the spark powder. Although you've learnt not that much in concerns with one, the mining that's been happening here, and their concerns about some slowdown because of miners having to travel. What are you going to do next? You've been staying at the manor house in the city for some time now. The investigation in the city here is winding down at this point.
Alright. If it's winding down, I will make a visit home.
Okay. Yeah, pretty sure you know what the house is.
Yeah, I think I haven't forgotten. It's only been a couple of years.
And it is one of the larger houses. Also attached to, or not attached, or close by the garrison. On probably actually be closer to the west, near some of the blacksmithies. You make your way there. I'm not sure, probably what, morning or your afternoon, doesn't matter too much. When you get there, it's pretty much as you remember it. There's a little bit more soot, probably just from the nearby smitheries, but it is still the same building that you remember. 2 stories high, large, dark roof, which is very sooted at the moment. You check the front door, and there is a couple of maids standing by. One that you remember as the head maid for here, who does recognize you. Miss Reichnow? Why are you here?
I was informed that my father was housebound and bedridden.
I'm not sure who you heard that from, but yes, he is. Would you like to speak to your brother? He is currently the one that is taking charge of most of the operations currently.
That would be fine.
This way. He will be in his study. In the study. And
if I recognize her, what's her name?
This would be headmaid Lydia.
Okay.
Who leads you upstairs into the second flight to the study, which the room itself is very quiet, far quieter. You remember it always being very, very loud, very, very active. There was always people moving about it. Currently, it seems to just be the 3 maids in the house, 2 that you've already seen, one that's usually in the kitchen. As well as you, your brothers and sister.
Wait, what?
Your siblings.
Yeah, I know, but I only had 3 brothers.
Sorry, 3 brothers. Sorry, I thought one was a sister for some reason. But yes, the brothers running around. But now it's very much silence. She takes you up to the study and knocks on the door. What is it? It is not dinner yet. I have business that I must finish. Paperwork I have to sign.
An exiled sister to kick back out of the house?
Enter.
I'll walk in. And quietly say thank you to Lydia as I pass.
And she gives you a small bow. As good luck.
Yeah.
You enter in, and the studies. Looks like it hasn't really been touched much, just around the main desk on the far side of the room, which does have a lot of both paperwork, books, look like maps as well, laid out. And your older brother, who's definitely looking worn. He seems like he's had himself pretty busy recently. So, I don't think I'll see you returning anytime soon. So,
I was in the neighborhood.
what do I need to do for you to get out of there? Money?
Tell me why.
Tell you why what?
Tell me why Father's bedridden and why you're in his study. And why I had to hear about it from Lady Grisgard.
Spoken with the Grand Duchess.
I have indeed. I happen to be staying in her manor.
Dwarf winning the tournament, getting regards. I imagine that was you.
It was. Surprise.
Well, that adds up a few things. Father. Yes, he is bedridden. He's come down with some terrible stone sickness of some kind. Probably from the mines he's had to be visiting recently. You see, they've had some problems down there. Most of them have been quelled for the time being. I've been watching over it so far.
What kind of problems?
Oh, the usual creatures from the Underdark managing to come through. There's been some collapses in the tunnels from various creatures. A few of them were worms. A few quakes there and here and there managed to make them go away. If not, we send in some of the guard. And you're not going to find Sentry around here. He was given another opportunity.
Would you tell me what that is?
I could.
Are you going to, or do I have to beat it out of you?
Winning a tournament made you very stubborn. Fair enough. I can let you know what he's up to. And he tosses over a piece of slate, smoothed on the top, black in color, dark black at least, dark grey. Tosses it across the room over to you.
I'll catch it. What am I looking at?
Speak our surname into it.
What did he just say? Sorry.
Speak our clan name into it.
Okay.
Do you?
Of course.
Okay. You speak out the name, and the tablet lights up on the front as text begins to appear across the screen. And you hear in the back of your head a voice of a old dwarf voice speaking as the words come in front of you on this piece of slate. By order of the head family and clan of Griffin, I, Magnus Forchart, call the order of every clan to send able bodies to the Taig for the grandest operation we have ever known. We have found the home Taig of Moradon. It has been long forgotten and long hidden and long overrun.
This be any more DA2? Sorry. He did say Morrigan, correct?
Moradon.
Moradin. Oh god, even better.
Well, I thought it was a good opportunity for him.
I'll toss it back.
Though, I wouldn't mind throwing you in there as well. You can make yourself useful for the clan, I guess.
Already done that.
Well, trying to get this one killed, I guess. It's bad for the family.
Yeah. Well.
It reminded
see
me of your
about
time
that.
back in an actual uniform.
I have a new one. I'll turn my shoulder with the King's Guild logo on it and then just walk out of the room.
Fancy. If that's all, I'd like to get back to my work.
Not saying anything else, just leaving.
I have an army to command. Picks up his quill and begins writing again.
Army to command my ass.
So you head out?
Yep.
Okay. The maids, the head maids, Lydia escorts you out again. I hope everything went well up there. I couldn't catch much of it.
Well, he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Sorry.
Yes. No, he's...
I apologize in advance if this will have caused you any inconvenience. I know how his temper can be.
He hasn't been sleeping much, so I haven't had to worry too much about tempers. He seems to sleep in the study mostly as well. Yeah. Yes, I hope your travels are well, and I did hear about what happened in King's Arch. That was you.
It was.
That's great. That's amazing. I'm sure.
Merely in the right place at the right time.
Well, keep doing that.
I will do my best.
She does hand you a small bag of food, basket of food.
Thank you.
For your journeys, wherever you go.
I will thank her and I will take my leave.
Right then. If you got anything else to do here, or
No. I'll no.
okay. With that then, Ulan and Serafina, you'll make your way to Snowreach after exiting in probably a hurried fashion than usual out of the forest. And with it, the atmosphere changes quite drastically to almost a winter wonderland of its design of rolling snow hills and distant mountain ranges to the far north in front of you.
And I imagine that this climate I'm not used to.
This is very strange for you. One, you probably haven't seen snow very often, if at all. Actually, no, you probably haven't actually. Aaron's very temperate. So yeah, this is your first time really seeing snow, apart from spells.
You two don't have a snowball fight. I will be horribly disappointed.
As the road itself is still pretty clear, as it seems to just be most of the banks to the sides, with a good inch of snow. As you further travel up to Snowreach itself, you can see it actually pretty easily in the distance as a fortification. However, it seems to have been modified to be more of a town at this point. The walls themselves have been built on top of and built off of into buildings and structures of use for civilians. The fortifications are still there for general use, as some of them are used as watchtowers for just general security. But the structure itself at this point is no longer a military structure. However, there is a central column that you see at the north end of the city, which is far higher than most of the anything else in the vicinity, with about 5 stories high as a watchtower, made of dark brown, grey stone, which seems to be from the local ground.
Can we hit pause there a sec? I think my food has just arrived, so I'll be right back.
So yes. Okay.
I'm not looking forward to crazy stuff.
What crazy stuff?
I'm not saying anything.
Alright.
Because everything could go wrong and everything could go right.
Well, apparently most things have been going wrong, so we'll see. Although I don't even imagine you guys fighting the entire bazaar, because that would be bad.
Please don't do that. God damn it.
I don't hope that happens. Then it would be on their part. I wouldn't start a fight. But hopefully Ula don't. Or no. No.
Okay, I'm back, and that was the coolest pizza delivery person ever. I'm wearing a Thor t-shirt, and I opened the door, and he went, greetings, Odin's son.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a real pizza delivery guy.
That's
Yeah.
Knows his shit.
Yeah. Okay, so what's happening?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, cool.
So,
Is destroying town.
What's destroying towns? What?
Pyrox.
Fireworks.
Oh, okay. Cool. Do I
Well,
have
at
good
least
view?
it's snowing.
Yeah. However, though, that's a good point actually. Serafini, you don't feel cold.
Oh god.
as you reach Snowreach. Ulan, though, you do feel the code through your scales, which is very strange because you're basically a lizard, so it's a little strange. You
Yeah.
with sun.
I'm also kind of naked. Like, mostly naked. Well, not naked.
You're wearing a robe, so...
Yeah, well, I guess.
Well,
I'm in my sleeveless, like, travel stuff, though.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of got a sexy plunging neckline and everything, so...
Fair enough. Alright, sure. Yes, you reach Snowreach. And it's actually pretty clear weather at this point. And at this point... actually, Ulan, how early travel would you have gone? Would you have gone to reach a day early? On the day?
Probably, like, a day early.
Okay. So you'd make it into Snowreach, and there would be a little bit of bustle in this place, even though it is pretty cold outside. People seem to be used to it, wearing fur cloaks over their bodies, or just thick clothing, like a winter jacket. All of them seem to be very used to this type of climate, and similar to Woodfell, there's a lot of practical crafts here. You see a lot of loggers as you are reaching the city gates. Inside you see a lot of leather trades and fur trades, some for merchants, others very much for civilian use as just like rugs and that sort of thing, as well as a few, actually a lot less than you would thought in terms of a military presence. There's a few guards walking around for just civil peace, but nowhere near as much as you saw in both King's Arch or even Vigil, which had quite a strong military presence in terms of constant guard watching and patrols. So, you guys go and find a place to stay for the evening?
Yes.
yeah, probably.
We'll find somewhere to stable.
Yes. Yeah, stables are very much an indoor thing here, so you would find quite a large structure of wood with a large amount of hay as a bit of a stack on outside, as well as laying a bit of the floor ground going into it. And yeah, it smells like a stable. You ask for a place to stay. Actually, for Steve, you would pay for what, just 2 days or something?
Is the Dragon Bazaar like a one-day thing or a multi-day thing? I don't.
You don't really know at the moment.
I would say 3 days for 3 nights for now, and then like
Yeah.
we can boost it later.
Okay. Just mark it down as like a silver.
A silver total or
Yeah,
silver per
silver
night?
total.
Okay, cool.
It's relatively cheap up here.
And then yeah, we'll hunt for a tavern.
Okay. Here is not many taverns. There seem to be only like 2-3 taverns in the area. One looks like a merchant. One that seems to have a lot of currency trading going on inside and outside. Another one looks like a place where the some of the mercenaries around this parts would come to, especially huntsmen, as that would be called the oh gosh, I'm actually lost in words for a second. Where am I?
We would probably go to the more merchanty one, because that's probably got more comfortable rooms.
It would. That is true. You would notice that just from the structure of the building.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go in there, yeah.
I'm slightly more wise now, so I would have sussed that out.
Yes, you would. What actually is your wisdom at this point?
14.
Oh, all right then. +2.
Mine is 13. I will be 14 soon.
I'm more wise than you. La 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 la.
Not for long.
Shut up.
Wow. Yeah. You go inside the trader's respite,
Okay.
and you can get rooms in there pretty easily.
We only need one room
Okay.
because I'm sleeping on the floor still.
Okay. One room.
Can
for-
we one room and extra blankets and pillows?
Oh, I've got my bedroll and my winter blanket and stuff in my travel
We
kit.
do
so-
have a few rooms that have 2 beds. If you
One-
prefer.
Just a wee little bed for the halfling's fine. I'm comfortable on the floor.
We do have bunk beds
No,
as well. If
we
you
will
prefer.
take 2 beds in a room. And I look sternly at Ulan.
I look sternly back at Seraphina and then Cave. A double room then.
Seraphina 1, Ulan 0. That'll be fine. That's 2 silver for the room for the night. You were staying for 3 nights, you say?
Aye.
3
Aye,
nights. Ah,
so-
let's do it for 5 silver.
Alright, thank you.
I believe there's one actually already prepared upstairs. It's a little chilly. There is a heating stone, if you'd like to turn that on. That'll warm it up for you. The nights apparently are going to be pretty cold recently. So you may need it.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome. Can I get you guys some food or drinks?
Yeah, like, do you have any kind of like a warm broth or something? Or a wee
Oh,
bit chilly?
we definitely have those. Oof.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Mm.
oh, what would you call it in this part of the world? Like
Alcohol.
hot alcohol, like warmed.
Yeah. Of course.
We-
We don't chill it down up here.
Well, we used to mull wine back at the temple, so
Yeah. There's some pretty warm stuff here. It's pretty sweet. We use some of the nearby sap. It's pretty sweet around here.
oh, aye,
Uh,
sounds good.
Set you up with 2 of those.
One and a half.
One and a half. Yeah.
Aye.
Got it. All right. For the whole thing, with the beds, yeah, an extra 3 would be fine.
Fantastic, thank you.
You're welcome. He whips around, and he pours out of this bronze tap this warm gold-looking liquid, which actually has a little bit of steam coming off it. He brings around 1.5 cups of it, puts on on the table in front of you two, as well as comes back a moment later with 2 bowls with bread, with this type of wild game broth.
Ooh.
Eat up before it gets cold. And you two, give me perceptions. 14. Okay. Yeah, both of you notice actually in here 2 dragonborns that seem to be in conversation with some merchants, as they seem to be talking. The larger dragonborn, who seems almost bulky for his size, brush up next to one of the merchants, who steps back and is like, "Okay, all right, fine. What's the deal?" And heads out the tavern.
Do I recognise the Dragon Ball by any chance? It's
Yes.
not our. Oh, cool.
Yes, you would recognize both of them.
Excellent.
Zablon.
I've forgotten the name of his companion.
Grable.
Grabber.
Grabo, that's it.
As they sit down to also the same alcoholic drink, which is less steamy. So
I will, I won't, like, draw attention to ourselves, but if they glance in my direction, I'll do, like, a greeting head tilt thing.
Do they even notice? No. They're too busy discussing some type of procedures and drinking. And Abram seems to be counting some type of coin. The evening passes, you go to your room.
I
Sif,
guess.
I don't know. You guys do anything else? while you're here?
Well, once we finished our food, I guess I will take the bowls back to the counter, and we'll kind of stop by their table on the way.
Okay. At that point, they would notice if you brush past.
Oh, Abram! How long's it been?
Ulan.
That's
That
right,
was
aye.
it. And the little one.
Serafina.
Serafina. Sit down, sit down. Can I buy you a drink?
I will not say no to an offer of alcohol.
Hmm.
And Serafina will not either, she's not allowed.
She is
she'll
old
only
enough,
have a
though,
wee
right?
one, though.
You are old enough to drink, though, right?
Oh, aye, she's,
Fair enough. 2 drinks over here, bartender. Get these 2 a drink. So, why are you guys up here for? You're not merchants at this point, are you?
I'm going to grab my notepad. Because I need to check what it says.
Yeah, there was the name.
There was a name.
I
I-
don't remember it
um,
either.
A acquaintance of mine directed me in
Oops.
the direction of this wee town. A magus from the temple in Cliff Ridge?
It was the college in
Close.
Cliff Ridge.
That's the place. See, this is why I bring her with me.
Right.
She remembers of the thing. Yeah, like she suggested. I've got questions about Dragonborn stuff.
Oh, you here for the bazaar?
Aye. And
Oh, why didn't you just say that before?
Because I don't know. I've had a wee drink, so my brain's not entirely with it. No,
Weak
like
one.
suggested I have a chat with Siege Rock.
Sage Rock, yeah. He's quite a fella.
I have absolutely no idea who that is.
He's
or what he
the
looks like. Or...
he's the current leader of the bazaar.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
And the bazaar is like a market.
Yeah, it's it's both a market and the nomadic traditions for the normal Dragonborns, I guess.
Right. Yeah,
We're the abnormal ones, as he points to
I
both of you.
have no exposure to this side of
No,
Dragonborn
I'm
culture
sure you haven't.
whatsoever. So
From your monk
Monk,
ways. Yeah.
temple ways up in the mountains.
Well, kind of the wrong direction. But yeah, meeting with Sage Rock, that probably is a good idea. He's a wise one.
Will it be obvious that he's him? Has he got like ceremonial robes? or
Oh,
is he
you'll
just...
know.
Right.
You'll know. Actually, if you want to meet them on their way here, we'll wake up early and we can go greet them.
Oh, that'd be great. Aye.
Yeah. It's always interesting seeing them. I only seen them flying in once.
Wait. Flying in?
Oh, did they not? Right, never seen it before. Yeah, you'll see it.
Siege Rock is a dragonborn, right? Or was he?
No, no one. You do know why it's called the Dragon Bazaar. It's not called a Dragonborn
Wait.
Bazaar.
Oh my! I did not realize
my.
that.
Wow, I know you were inexperienced, but
I've only met one dragon in my entire life, and that was a couple of weeks ago. Well, aside from the dragon-ish thing, but that was kind of
well,
wild, I think.
drink now. Meet Rockada, as the bartender comes up with the 2 drinks for both of you. Both full-size ones.
Excellent.
And places on the table. Thank you, as he flips the bartender a couple silvers. Time to drink.
God, we get to meet a dragon.
So, and I'm gonna join in the drinking and do all of the appropriate like prost and whatnot that people do. So, do you know anything about the Darakashai? I think that's how it was. The Dragon Assembly.
No, not really. I'm more of a merchant.
Fair enough. Fair
Don't-
enough.
You really deal with councils.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not used to dealing with such things either, but circumstances keep conspiring to force me into those kind of situations. It seems.
Well, we all have our ways, I'm sure.
I don't know if you heard about the crap that went down in King's Arch.
No, I came from there though.
The sky opening and all hell breaking loose, and Serafina and I and some of our assistants managed to put it back in the bottle again.
I did hear some rumours about that, but I was passing through Stagwolf at the time.
Aye. And then there was the part where we saved the king.
Oh,
Got invited
king.
to join the
you
King's
mean
Guild.
that human guy? The one with the crown?
Yeah, well,
Well,
the wee little humans need saving from time to time.
fair enough. Good on you. He's always been pretty good on the politics.
Well, I suppose someone has to be.
Yeah.
Don't understand it much myself though, but
Oh, well, a little.
there's been all kinds of crap going on. I mean, like some of the humans hate the elves, so they've been assassinating people.
Oh, that whole
and-
thing. That's been blowing over years.
I know, right? Apparently, that was behind everything that was going on. What is it with these humans and the elves and like the scaleless folk? I mean, no offense, Serafina, but like, why can they not get the shit together?
Well, there was the whole slavery thing for the humans, which they're not that happy about.
But that was like generations ago. It's like
True.
you can't keep blaming people for the sins of their grandfathers. It's ridiculous.
Well, most of it might have been on the trading sort of thing. Those the islands to the east, they're a little picky on the trading. We have this triumvirate thing going between the islands. Stops a lot of things passing through.
Like, you mean like the Tiefling Island and the Halfling Island and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Right.
See, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, all
I
those
occasionally
sorts.
pay attention.
They're it's been a little dodgy with the trading sort of thing. Not giving all the whole amount and taxing way too much. That's why I've kept most of my business on the continent here. Keep it
That seems like a smart plan.
yeah, no taxes.
Well, I think there's enough to deal with on one island without adding in too many more to the problem.
Yeah, the elf thing. Elves are elves, really.
Aye, well we have an elf friend. He's a bit weird. Wears a mask all the time. I don't know what that's about, but he seems to mean well. But there's always something a wee bit odd about elves.
Yeah. having their the city right by the forest jungle thing. Emerald
Boy,
Sea. That's
Don't
a
get
nasty
me
bit of
started
business.
on that bloody place.
Oh,
God.
oh,
We went in there for
Oh.
3 days and we came out a week later.
oh. So you survived.
Oh, hey, yeah. That was easy. That was fine.
I would say I take that as a win right there.
Well, I mean, Serafina did her best to make sure we didn't survive, but the Emerald
It
Sea.
gives her the weirdest look, like
Ulan's
trying to
drunk,
kill
it's
my
fine.
friend here.
He's like the Emerald Sea makes everyone's magic go squiffy or something, so she kept turning people blue. Which, I mean, I'm fine with that, but, you know, apparently everyone else thought being blue was horrible, so...
I'm not that particular in blue, but I mean, blue's not a bad color, but I'm more of a gold. Silver.
Well,
As he
yeah.
like points between both him and Gregor.
Yeah, I suppose being blue is pretty terrible when I think about it. I mean,
It's not that bad.
a lot of stigma that goes along with it.
Well,
Kind of makes you question yourself.
well,
You know,
at least
like-
you're not red.
Well, aye, there's that, I suppose.
Why is red bad?
Why is red bad?
But blue is chromatic too.
Yeah.
Aye, but red dragons are like...
Red dragons like to blow shit up. I mean,
They're assholes. They're like...
very picky. Yeah.
They're the kind of dragons that would, like, enslave an entire continent and sit on top of the capital being a douchebag the entire time.
Yeah, kind of like that. Or white. White is really bad. They're like... just like hunt stuff for a living.
Yeah, vicious bastards, those.
Fortunately, I haven't had to deal with any of those big uns. I keep with the human-sized people. Makes things a lot easier to deal with.
Oh, you have to be careful with that, though, because some of them turn out to be dragons in disguise, in my experience. I'm sorry, I had an odd encounter with a person who turned out to be a little bit more than met the eye, and so I'm now questioning every person I've ever met, trying to work out which of those
Don't
were
worry,
secretly
I'm not a
dragons.
dragon.
That's the exact kind of thing a dragon would say. And I give him, like, for a minute, I give him, like, a really suspicious, narrowed-eyed thing before I burst out into hysterics. It's like...
And he begins just finishing his drink. You want to finish that one?
Oh, yeah, I if I see him finishing his drink, I down the rest of mine.
It looks like Seraphina's.
I have been slowly sipping as they have been talking.
Alright.
Oh my god, we gotta get up early as well. We're gonna be so hungover.
How sensible are you two?
Sensible enough to not get plastered tonight.
Okay.
Like, probably won't go...
Dou-
probably
double-
Yeah,
Constitution
we
check.
we have important stuff to do.
Wait, what? Constitution check?
Save.
Just checks. You don't have to save against alcohol.
Well, mine is the same either way.
Alright.
But hang on, I get I get a resistance to poison.
Oh, you do
my
have
belt.
resistance to poison. That is true.
Yeah, does my belt make me like resistant to booze because of dwarves?
Yes, it would make you resistant to booze. So
Okay.
technically, yeah, sure. We can do it as advantage.
Okay.
Because it's technically not poisoning you, but you have advantage at resistance.
Oh my god.
Oh, honey, the belt hasn't kicked in real
I'm
well.
the sober one this time.
Wait, no, she
sip it
has to
slowly
do
it
an
seems to be the
extra
best.
roll because she has had like twice as much alcohol as me in
Oh,
terms
what?
of body mass.
Uh,
She's had 3 drinks. I've only had 2.
wait, if
Hey,
you're using the belt of
effectively.
dwarven kind,
Yeah.
shouldn't your con be much higher than that?
I only boosted it by 2 points, so it went from 12 to 14.
Oh, it doesn't push it up. Okay, I'm thinking of the belt.
Yeah, the belt. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I thought it just
the-
drops it straight to 18 or 19.
No, that is one of the ones that doesn't. I think. Oh my god, I did it again. Yeah, your Constitution score increases by 2, up to 20. It's one of those things rather than a. rather than a
Okay.
belt of. It's the giant belts that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Something.
Just double checking. Alright, so yeah.
I'm the
By the
silver
end
one.
of the drinking of you guys talking about random things and his trips of selling things, Ulan's more than tipsy. Serafina is actually taking it pretty good somehow. You're no sure how. It's probably your drinking technique. It must be.
Either that or just Pyrox is burning the alcohol out of his system.
Yeah.
Oh, my body got used to alcohol from last time.
Apparently.
Or
Although
a combination of all of the things.
I will say your resistance will probably speed up the process of burning it out. But
Okay.
for the time being, you are...
Ulan's starting to sing.
Yeah,
Oh no.
you're at the past tipsy. The kind of walking a little bit.
You are fully festive.
So I
We
think it'd be a
should-
good idea if we got some rest, and I'll
I
see you
just-
guys in the morning. Come
That's
out on
good.
the north gate, and
That's a good plan, Aaron. Both of you are very smart.
yeah. All right then, Gregor, get the supplies and put them out back. Tie them up to the cart later.
Wait, what did you see to tie me up outside? What?
Don't worry, business.
Oh, okay.
You definitely get some rest. Make sure to get some rest. But yeah. Have a good night, and see you guys in the morning. Good point. Win the cockroach.
What? What? When the what?
See you in the morning. Just pat you on the back. All right.
What's going? What is?
I take Ulan by the hand and start pulling him upstairs.
Where did all four of the Dragonborn go? Why did they turn into two? What? Why have you got two hats on? What? I'm confused.
Meditation.
Ooh, that seems like a good plan. And Ulan stumbles to the floor.
All right.
I will attempt
meditation.
to help him up into the room.
Okay.
Oh, we're in the room.
Yeah,
I've
he's
just,
not
you said
sloshed.
meditation
He's
and
just
I've just
bad.
slumped on the
Um,
floor.
yeah.
The ground was maybe a couple of inches closer than I expected it to be,
Sure.
and
So
it made me hiccup.
I don't think you're sloshed. Not
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
So
not-
just
I'm
give me a
not.
normal wisdom. Seraphine,
Yeah.
you can as well.
Just a check.
Yep. Just a check.
There it is.
14.
Okay. I guess you're just gonna go to bed at this point.
Yep. Ulan's just gonna flop to the side and lie on the floor until Seraphina yells at him to get on the bed.
Yeah. Bad.
What? All right. And so he just flops face down on the bed, just face plants into the pillow, with his tail sticking up in the air behind him, and just kind of twitching occasionally.
I'd put his blanket over him before I crawl into bed myself.
Now have a tent with the tail. Blankets are not designed for Dragonborn.
Well, drunk Dragonborn anyway.
Well, but you'd always have to sleep face down.
Well, yeah.
Unless I hug my tail, I guess.
Yeah.
Next person, please.
Eli, your dreams are weird, probably from your nervousness of the day to come.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even need to make you roll for sanity on that. Is it similar to the last one you had, where you saw these two Dragonborn figures and then you couldn't see their actual faces at all, and then as you get closer they just seem to disappear into a cloud and then turn to mist. Seraphina, Give me
Oh.
your
No.
sanity check.
That's yeah, wait. I rolled a net 19
And that's 19. Alright then.
plus 4, so 23.
Alright then. So,
Stay away from my mind.
oh no. Things are already gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, I
In
rolled
your
2
dream,
nines.
that orb that had been continually growing over the past weeks had been rapidly growing in size, especially before you left the capital. At this point, it's larger than you, just barely larger than you. So like beach ball size at this point. And you can almost feel the flames licking across it. And the voice is there with it this time. It's very... It seems almost calm at this point. As instead of its loud, almost smoky breath, it seems to be more smooth and more constant. Like...
For some reason that worries me.
It's less restrained from where it is. This is good. I'm glad how far we've gotten. I can feel freedom. But I have no purpose yet.
Saving the world is some kind of purpose.
Is that your purpose?
It seems so.
It will do. What world?
I don't know.
And the orb, which still doesn't really have any facial expression, again, it seems to dim in intensity. It seems to almost focus in on itself again as your dream fades out. And the day passes.
The night passes.
Hmm?
Night, hopefully, not the day.
Oh yeah, no, I said night, didn't I?
You said day.
Did I say
You said
day?
day.
Oh, whatever. Alright, night passes. The day also
We didn't
passed
drink
into
that
night. But then the night passed. Actually, how... I should definitely check that. How out of action is Ithamar? You rolled a 1, so... Oh no, you out for day... Well, not days, hours. Okay. So then... no, I might do that for next session. So... Sure, let's do that. Okay, sure, let's do that. So... Is everything there? Everything Yeah, actually, Saren, what are you going to do rest in Valstead, or are you finished in there? Because we can just have you turn. Or... Yeah.
I'll just for the sake of keeping things constant, because Gareth and Nisa picked up on them being cagey and people going to Griffin. I'll mention that there was a summons from the Forge Hearts about an ancient Tig to explore. So that's likely where they're going, but it still doesn't, I suppose, rule it out entirely as being connected, just mostly. Just in case it might come up later.
Okay. Although that seems more like a Dwarven problem.
Yeah, no, it does, but just in case it comes up at some point and it seems to be connected, I want it to be there so we can connect the dots.
Okay.
So to speak. But other than that, I have nothing else to do down here.
Okay, apart from your training.
Yeah.
Which will have started at this point. Which... Did I make you roll for that? I don't think I did. I think it was just going to go into... Oh, that's fine. So you would begin on that for the time being while you're still here. Yeah, I guess we can just carry on. Seraphina and Uland. Yeah. You guys wake up in the morning. Seraphina, you would wake up first. Especially. Ulan... Actually, yeah, the alcohol would have worn off. So you would have woken up as well.
I know it's a stupid question, but one of Seraphina's first questions to Ulan would be... Do you want me to come with you? Or should I stay here?
I just brought you all the way from King's Arch to Snow Beach. You think I'm gonna leave you trapped in a wee little room at the final moment? Of course you're coming with me, you stupid little halfling. That was meant to sound endearing, it probably didn't.
It was about half and half.
Somehow I knew that would be your answer.
Ulan's just gonna sit on the edge of the bed, fidgeting slightly, and being like, can we go see the dragons now?
Yes, let's go see dragons!
And like, he scoops you up, puts you on his shoulders, and bolts out. Like, we're not going at Seraphina pace. We're going at Ulan pace.
Okay, you rush out. The tavern itself is pretty much empty at this point as you just come out, go outside the doors into the streets, which at this point is a light hailing of snow, which is obscuring a bit of vision and is actually setting on the floor slightly. You...
Has Seraphina experienced snow before?
No. And Onita's making a point in the chat.
Bid,
yeah.
Bid roll.
It's
Actually, you get to do a few bid rolls in this, actually. You could do
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, you can make like 10 bid rolls. Technically more, but let's go with 10.
So what? It's just a 50-50, right?
I think it's less. I think it's like 10%.
I'm pretty sure it says you have a 50% chance in the book.
Let me find it, because then we can make
Hang on, let's see
sure.
if I can do my magic trick again. Oh hell yes, I did it again, straight to the right page.
You have.
Damn it.
It says you have a 50% chance each day at dawn of growing a full beard,
Alright,
if you are capable of growing one.
yeah, so we do higher numbers. So you have to roll 50 or higher. Sure.
So just roll a D100.
Yeah, D100 roll 50 or higher. And you have to
And how
do
many
10 of them.
times? 10 of them.
Didn't you say if
1,
you're capable?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times out of 10. Alright then.
He have a hefty fucking beard.
You have
Yeah.
this.
Hang on a minute, before you do that, didn't it say if you were capable of growing one normally?
It does.
It does. However, magically, with that many rolls... Oh, actually, I did it as well. Nice. So your beard is slightly stranger, as instead of actual hair, as you're Dragonborn, you don't actually have hair. Instead, you have this...
Like the scale frondy things that...
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
this amazing, almost mane of fronds coming from your beard. I mean, your chin down across the sides of your jawline, and actually coming out your back of your head a little bit more, in almost a mane of some description.
I have the perfect picture for this.
Oh dear God.
Imagine this but blue. Look at how proud he is of his little beard.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's like that, but longer. Yeah.
But longer, yeah. It was just the facial expressions like, fuck yeah, guys, look at my beard.
Which is probably actually a natural weapon at this point.
Oh my God.
You could probably do chin damage as a monk weapon, yes. So yeah, you come out with your glorious beard, of some type of beard. And I don't even actually know what to call it. Let's just call it a beard.
Well, like, if it was on a lizard, they would call it a bearded lizard.
Yeah,
so...
it's a bearded lizard. So yeah, you come out and it's pretty chilly. It's probably pushing like 2 degrees at this point. Seraphina, again, you don't feel the cold.
Can I use my elemental attunement to warm myself slightly?
You can create a small...
Yeah, I can warm. Well, I can warm things and stuff like with my druidcraft and stuff.
Okay.
I can heat things up and cool them down.
Do you really want to try that on yourself?
Hang on, let me just read the description.
Because that sounds dangerous.
No, but like you can do it like by a small amount for like 10 minutes at a time. So I could just like warm my hands up, I guess.
Okay, yeah,
I
you can
guess
warm your hands
Ulan
up.
would notice that Seraphina is not cold when she's sitting on his shoulder.
Yeah, you probably feel that actually.
A question. Does Seraphina's body heat feel like a warm neck pillow?
Yeah, no, that's what I was reminded. Yeah. So yeah, as Seraphina is warm, yeah, Ulan feels a little warmth actually coming from the little halfling on his back. But yes, as the snow's falling, you see Abram standing by a cart, waiting for you guys. Well, you guys made it out. Get some good sleep.
I slept well enough,
Alright. Well,
Ulan's really fidgety.
let's get moving. We've got well, I wonder where they're gonna go. We'll find out. Hard to miss. And he heads out to the gates to the north, with you guys following.
Okay.
As he steps out, it's pretty much just an open field of snow at this point. Around here, it's pretty much just the snow area. There's nothing really much you can grow out here, so there's no farmlands. The forest is behind you to the south, so it's pretty much this. There's a few tree lines to the west and to the north, you can see in the distance, but currently it's just an open pine land. You two, you can both give me perceptions. Technically it's at disadvantage because it's snowing, but it's not too heavy, so just normal. 14.
Yeah, I rolled a
Wow.
12, but I only have a +1.
Okay, so pretty much 13, 14. All right. Both of you stand out on this field with Abram for about 10, 15 minutes. Does he notice as well? Oops, no, that's the wrong one. Nope, he doesn't notice. So you guys actually notice first. You can hear to the east of you guys. This... It could be described as just a thudding sound. You just hear a... thump, 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 thump. And it's very... and it is approaching. It's a little far up, which is why you can only hear the sound. And you can't see too much, which is why you can only hear it at this point. But you can, looking in that direction, see a single silhouette in the distance. It's probably only the size of a fingernail at this point. But in the snow, it seems to be gleaming with a very strong, like, white light. Like, almost like it's like a little small moving star moving towards you guys. As it's approaching, the sound gets louder, and as you're looking in the distance, you can see behind it more silhouettes of what almost look like squares behind it. And as it's approaching, you can hear and the snowstorm, well, it's not even a storm at this point, it's snowfall, seems to dissipate slightly as the snowfall slows and begins to slowly dissipate. Abram eventually notices this as well. Alright, look like they're actually going to... We should move. Everyone, get back a good 100 feet. Now,
I'm gonna use my elemental attunement to just, like, gently deflect the snow away from us. So, like, just so that we're not, like, staring into the snowy wind.
do you
kind of thing.
move, though?
Oh yeah, I move as well.
Okay, good. The snowfall mostly just dissipates from falling on you anyway at this point, as the object in front, you hear a deep roaring sound of just as it comes into a dive into your direction, and from its mouth it's the hardest thing to possibly describe. It seems to almost be air itself, but it seems to also have color to it, as it's directed in a very singular, almost beam direction, as it swoops down and the beam hits the ground about 300 feet in front of you, slamming into the ground, causing the snow that's currently there to evaporate immediately, as well as the snow in the vicinity around it. And the ground itself seems to almost split in the directions the beam has just hit it, and it sweeps the ground in front of it in just a line. And this goes on constantly for about 6 dives in different directions, as it begins carving the snow and the dirt into an area in a massive circle of possibly 800 feet across in diameter, as the snow plane that was in front of you is now this circular area of just densely packed, smoothed over almost glassed over to a point that it seems so smooth looking at it from a distance. Ground. And as the dragon that you guys can now identify as it swooped down multiple times comes down for one final landing, and as it comes down, it begins to slow its fall by flapping its wings, blowing any leftover snow that's in the vicinity away, including a little bit of snow that's around where you guys are. But from the area that it was landing towards, there is not a snow in the vicinity. It looks like the center it's just it's landing in is barren. And as it comes down, the wings fold into its back, and it gives out one final call into the sky with a deep roar. Which vibrates the ground as it hits, shaking up to where you guys are, and you can feel it actually in your feet. Ulan, actually, because Seraphina's on your back still. And as it finishes, its body crawls onto itself, and its form seems to decrease in size as the body of this metallic grey colour seems to shrink and shrink and shrink all the way down to the size of a humanoid figure, wearing what looks like a very simple plain robe with a stick.
So metallic grey, but not silver.
But not
So it's
silver.
like a different kind of metal.
Hmm.
Oh god, that's so freaking cool.
What humanoid did it turn into?
It turned into a dragonborn.
Is it the same color?
It would be the same color, yes. As a kind of stretches where he is. He looks up in the direction of where he came, and the those squares that had been following him come into view as well, as large carts, probably the same size as a small hut on wheels, but doesn't look like actual wheels. Actually looks like, as they come closer, you can see it glowing, something glowing on the bottom of them as they come in towards your direction as well. And you see 1, 2, 10, 20, 30 of these carts coming in, all in this very organized formation. And as they approach, they slow down into almost like a train, and begin creating a circle around this humanoid figure in the center, and creating a spiral of all these carts, which at this point stops your vision of him, as these carts are a little larger than 1 story high, and still actually hovering in their position. As the final one lands and joins this spiral shape, you hear the people from the town actually behind you also stepping out with various both crates, carts, barrels, as well as Grebo bringing the cart as well out towards you guys. And Abram steps forwards. Well, how was that for you? I guess welcome to the Dragon Bazaar.
That's certainly an entrance.
Yeah. Last time I saw him, it was over in Diveport. They they crazed a bit of a storm up there, down their directions. But yeah, we should probably give them a couple minutes to sort themselves out and tidy some things. But yeah, I think we should go say hello.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, I have got some business to do with them myself, so why don't you follow me?
Yeah, of course. Ulan's like a bit dazed and speechless.
Yeah. You guys follow him across. Some of the other people also walk forwards, keeping decent step with you guys in front. As you guys approach the first set of carts that have been have actually lowered themselves to the ground. They begin to actually almost unfurl themselves as you see almost like a tent fall out of the side of one of them with legs that pop out and drop into the ground. Another one actually fully opens into an open box on two sides, and you can actually see through it, as inside is some type of almost like a bar stand, as well as you can see and hear rustling further in to these carts and containers further into this group, and moving out of them you see numerous mounts of dragonborns of shapes and sizes and colours, all in very simple clothing of wraps and drapery, which is very odd for this type of weather, which definitely looks more like they're from some type of more temperate region. However, as you get closer to this almost the barrier of where the snow had finished, and this barren glassed out dirt area starts, you can feel warmth coming from it. So where do you want to start? You want to go talk to the big man himself?
I don't know.
I'll take that as a yes then. Alright.
Yeah.
Follow to old Abram. We'll see if he's up for a little talking. Which 99% of the time he is. And he leads you into the spiral of carts, which...
You alright up there, Serafina?
I am.
Okay.
I'm looking a little much excited around because magic.
I know, right? It's so cool.
As you guys enter in, you see more dragonborns exit out of the carts. Again, various colors from the chromatics like yourself, as well as metallics. Some of them that you had read in the book. Some actually even mixed in color, which is surprising but unsurprising, as you did read this as well. And as you move further in, they all notice the group of you entering, and you specifically, Ulan, with interesting and various looks of questioning, inquiry, and surprise. As you go further into the spiral.
Can I insight these looks at me to see if I can,
Sure.
like, yeah.
You can give me 2 different ones.
2 insights. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that one was terrible.
Actually 3 because there's been different looks. So
Well, that's crit.
okay, that's on one of them. And the other 2.
Yeah.
So the other 2 you have no idea. The inquisitive one, you do pick up on pretty quickly that they're confused you're carrying a halfling on your back.
Oh, fair enough.
And trying to figure out if she's disabled of some kind, or you're just carrying her around for fun, or...
Fair enough. I wave at the person as we pass.
There's a few of them, so... But they carry on tidying up their carts and helping out some other carts nearby. As you also hear some talking amongst themselves of various business, and as you go further in, you also hear talking behind you of the people who were walking behind you, discussing with some of the Dragonborns at the front. Eventually, you guys make it to the middle, where a good number of carts have created this final, I guess, concave of 3 carts, almost joined together in a open triangle formation. And most of these have already been opened at this point, creating a very nomadic atmosphere of sun covers and blankets across the floors, and curtains coming down from the side, and an interesting, it's almost couch-like in its design, but it's more like a giant beanbag would be the best way to describe it. So it's the one that you had seen landing, wearing his simple robe, in a very plain, almost white, grey, beige in colour, with a very simple wooden stave that he's holding onto. And as you guys approach, you can see his features are very, even for a Dragonborn, are very aged. His scales are greying in parts, although the metallic shine is still there in a lot of places. Well, you wanna do the honors?
This is, I presume, Sage Rock.
Yeah,
Uh,
you did see his entrance, right?
I put 2 and 2 together and presumed it was him, but
Yeah.
Serafina, do you mind if I pop you down for a minute?
No.
Okay, so I lift Serafina down and kind of not quite nervously, but kind of I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it. It's not
Hesitantly?
quite hesitant. It's not quite nervous. It's not quite shy, but there is like kind of like a an I am not worthiness to Ulan.
Slowness
As
and
he's-
step, yeah.
Yeah, as he's approaching forward.
Do you just approach or do you say anything?
I approach kind of like semi-averting my gaze before I kind of like resolve myself and say, "Excuse me, are you Sage Rock?"
Yes, I'm Sage Rock. And you are...
I'm Aolanulava. Chandagalis suggested that I speak to you. I have questions.
I know the one you speak of, but I don't know who you are. I haven't heard that word ever,
I'm-
actually.
I've
Approach.
I'm not much of anyone, I'm afraid. I'm a
Let me get a good look at you.
I
Come here.
come closer.
As he
Yeah.
waves you over. As he pushes himself up onto his staff and takes a couple steps forwards. At this point, you can see his height is actually a little smaller than you. He's a little hunched.
Does he have a beard? Like a dragon beard?
He does have a small dragon beard.
Is mine better than his?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Cool.
Come here, and he like kind of grabs your jaw and brings you forwards towards his. Kind of pats you across the face, a little harder than needed. Pats your shoulders, hits your chest. Walks around you. Well, you're not from this tribe. Where are you from?
I was raised and trained at the Temple of the Azure Dragon, but presumably I'm not originally from there. I don't know who my parents are.
Well, the color of your scales is relatively rare.
It is?
Let me smell you. And he literally, again, grabs your jaw to bring you down again and sniffs into your neck. You smell familiar. Kaji. Kaji, where are you? Kaji? And he starts spinning around, trying to look for someone. Kaji, where? And you see a relatively young dragonborn, female, about probably just hit maturity age, probably. Yes, grandfather. Can you get Ujat? Yes. Can you find me Ujat? She should be she should be in one of her stores. Find her and bring her here. Yes. Do you need anything else? As she looks between Sage Rock and yourself. And Kaji, she's also metallic, a very similar color to Sage Rock, with this dark grey metallic color. No, that will be all. Now, you come and sit, as he points out one of the other beanbags, I guess. Sit. We talk.
I do as I'm told.
And he sits in his larger one again. Chandragala sent you.
She did. I encountered her at the Mage College, and we had a well, more than just a conversation. We had some sort of trial or initiation.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yes, you haven't been through initiation yet, have you?
I have not. In fact, this was only a few weeks ago, and that's the first dragon that I've ever met.
Good, good. She's taking you through the footsteps. Hmm.
I'm sorry. My curiosity is perhaps outweighing my wisdom at this point. But
Ask your questions.
uh, I've never encountered a dragon or dragonborn the particular shade that you are.
Hmm.
Uh,
I imagine you haven't seen many Dragonborns.
I I haven't. This is true, but I've been trying to study, and I've not come across anything that matched your appearance. Are you
I'm that of steel.
a steel dragon? I'd never even heard of.
Yes.
And how did you do the breathing and the snow melting? That was quite an impressive entrance.
We are fortunate dragons. Ours is more. I'm sure your teachings would have told you more of arcane.
Aye, you're you're not. You're a different kind of magic.
That is the closest thing you could say it is. Although, I did notice some of your scales are metallic.
They are.
Yes.
I
Do you not check your scales? Your back? It's...
I'm afraid I don't get that much of a good look at my back. What's what kind of metallic?
I have to be sure before I say. Where's your dad? Eventually, Kaji comes back with a relatively elderly-looking blue dragon born, whose scales have also dulled in their texture, still having a very subtle blue to them. It's almost sky blue at this point from the fading of the blue into them. And her fronds on her back, similar to your own, are held back across her neck. And she's also wearing a very plain looking robe with a wrap across one shoulder of a lot fancier fabric than the normal robe. It seems to be some type of almost some type of scaling of metal chain links, but it seems very intricate in its design. Not in the way much of armor, but more of decoration, it seems. And she doesn't carry a weapon on her. Master Rock, what can I help you with? As she turns to look towards your guys' direction as well. Is it something to do with them? Yes. Could you have a look at him? He reminds me of you. but he is not initiated. He's not initiated. And she looks over in Ulan's direction. She steps a little closer. May I check?
Ulan just nods silently.
She approaches up to you. And turns around to look at your back and pushes a little bit of fabric down a little so she can see onto the back of your neck. And she just keeps her hand onto your back. No. He doesn't seem familiar.
Can I insight check her?
Sure.
No. Okay.
You do have hero points.
Yeah, I think I will hero point on that one actually. It's a D6, right?
Yeah.
Still not
14.
great.
We'll see. Oh my god. Oh, that's just okay. Looking over her as she walks away, you notice the eye, her left eye, as she's walking away, turns around to have another look at you again, and you notice a small tear running down her face, as there seems to be some type of wetness under her eyes. I had hoped you may have some recollection of him. Well,
Perhaps I can help jog your memory. I was abandoned at the temple of the Azure Dragon in the Splinter Mountains when I was a child. I know nothing of my parents, of any family that I might have, of the ways of your people, of my people, and I have no knowledge of where I came from or who I'm supposed to be. And I was hoping that I might be able to find answers to those kind of things here, because I am so utterly lost in the world. I don't know who I am supposed to be.
notice as you're saying, there's a very slight shaking of her head, and you can just about see her mouth moving. You're not that great at reading lips, but she's stopped walking She slowly, as you're saying this, looks around at you again. And as she looks at you full on at this time, both eyes have tears, and her mouth is slightly ajar as she's just looking in your direction, almost through you, almost like she's seeing a smaller version of you.
I walk in her direction, and when I get within arm's reach, I hold out my hand towards her and say, "My name is Ulan. It's nice to meet you."
It's and she like wipes away the any tears she has. Ulan, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Ujat, and I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
A lot of things. A lot of things. Master Rock. I can confirm this child is my own. Are you sure? I'm sure. As she grabs your hand and embraces you in a hug.
Ulan starts crying, and Jace tries very hard not to.
Well, I'm crying for you.
The DM is also trying to stop crying. Well, I am glad of this reunion. Though this does then confirm the father.
While Ulan's still hugging his mum, he very, very quietly says, "Whatever it is, I forgive you." And then pulls away.
He rejectively releases because you're far stronger than her at this point. I know what you want to say, Master Rock. But she looks at you again. Glad that you're doing okay.
I'm alright, I guess. I mean...
And she looks over your shoulder at Serafina.
Who has walked a few more steps back to give you space. Kinda, she would have walked away, but she know Ulan would be very worried since he wouldn't.
Yeah, Ulan, like...
So she just walked a few steps back to
Ulan
give
gives
space.
Serafina a look and waves her over. Like an insistent look.
I also think Serafina's trying not to cry.
Ujat, this is my dear friend Serafina. She's been my companion for, well, I suppose not long in terms of calendar, but it feels like a lot longer. Serafina, this is my mother.
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you.
She gingerly bends down onto one knee. Serafina, it is a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. Thank you for...
saving my life. Just offers that in there. More than once.
Thank you for protecting him.
I try my best.
You are a strong one.
That's an understatement, I.
I would like to grab some things. Master Rock, I know you must speak of some things. I will take my leave and return later. We will speak more. Ulan.
Is that a promise?
It is a promise.
I'll hold you to that. Mum.
She gives you another hug. You're old enough to say my name now.
Well, if you'll forgive me, I didn't have the opportunity to say the other thing before, so I may stick with that for a wee while.
That doesn't bother me in the least. She gives you a very similar grin that you do. And bows to Seraphina, bows to Master Rock, and quickly wiping some tears from her face again, heads the way she came.
Before she leaves, he then puts a hand on her shoulder and just very gently does his elemental attunement thing to dry the tears away. And then lets her go.
Master Rock is still sitting in his thing, watching all this unfold, and he seems a little more tense than he was previous. As his staff he's clutching on his side, he's gripping it a little tighter.
After Ujat has gone out of sight, Ulan will walk back towards Sage Rock, take a breath, and do you know who my father is? I think I've gone long enough without knowing.
I will tell you. But no, he's not welcome here.
Alright.
Your father's name. He was known as Kapesh. And both of you don't even need to insight. He doesn't like saying that name.
Reasonably sure I and Volstead could figure that one out.
Can you give me all of these names written out later as well?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Somewhere across the sea, someone felt, why do I feel like someone is hated?
He
Even Ithelmore can tell, and he's unconscious.
He was a great sorcerer. And he liked to go on adventures. Discover things. He was good at it. Unfortunately, he craved one thing that one should never crave for. He wanted power. could see it in him. Far before it happened. Sorcerers of his type, at least. Strengthened on the blood of their ancestors. Dragons. He wanted more. He had the gall to try and come at me. He did try. And he shows you on his other hand, the one holding the staff. He has still on his hand, he has a gash all the way across his hand, all the way across his wrist as well, that goes all the way along it. And he just holds his hand up to show you. This is what your father did to me. Oh, and yes, he does live. He took my blood and ran. Calls himself a real dragon now. You will find out what a true dragon is if I find him again. So, there's your family tree. I do hope that helps you.
I may regret asking this question, but on my own travels, I recently ventured into the Emerald Sea, and we encountered kobolds that had been transformed by some kind of magical means. They had become progressively more draconic, and we found one that appeared to have somehow taken on the essence of a green dragon and turned into some sort of abomination.
They were consuming magicites.
By dragon magicite. Does that sound like my father's work?
Green, no.
Well, that's something of a relief, I suppose.
Unfortunate enough to share the same skin as your father. He is that of steel. Green, though. Green is of treachery, which would be befitting of him. Green belongs where it belongs, in the sea. There they fight amongst themselves.
You say that he still lives. Where? Do you know?
I have an idea. I don't go after him, because I look after this herd. There are people I must protect. But yes, I know where he fled. He fled into one of the plains.
Which plane?
want to know, don't you?
I can't avoid him if I don't know where he is.
I would hope you wouldn't go there. It is a place of storms and ruin and war and battle.
So not a vacation spot, you're saying?
Would I know this plane?
Sure, give me Arcana.
That's a 13.
13. You've done a little of research on planes.
Oh, it's my head stumble upon it.
So with his description, you can recognize it as the plane of Yasgard.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Out of game, I don't know what that is.
It's... with
But from
giants
your
of Roma,
reaction, it's bad place?
It's one of the bad planes, yeah.
Okay.
Say it out loud, or say it to just Ulan, or...
I will ask if he's about the plane. I have already forgotten what plane it is now. Great.
Isgard.
Yes,
Yasgard.
I was talking about Yasgard. And Ulan, I expect you not to go there looking for him. You'd only meet in your demise. He is not your father anymore.
I think that for now at least one parent is enough. I don't exactly plan on going to find him, but if I've learned anything on my travels so far, encounters with elements of my past are inescapable. So I would rather be ready than be caught unawares.
Alright. Do know though, as he looks to you, to Seraphina, you are welcome to, although you look like you have your own journey already in front of you.
Do I know that he knows? I can guess as much.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Probably not.
What? Can I insight him then for what he said? Or
Was
just
sorry,
to-
was that addressed to Seraphina or to Ulan?
To Ulan.
Okay. I think he means
Oh, okay.
that Ulan's welcome to stay, but he appears to have other things on his plate. I think is what he's getting at.
Alright.
Ulan turns enough to sort of show the Kingsguard pauldron. Just as you have people that you're sworn to protect, so do I. But it is my sincere hope that whatever path is ahead of me, it runs in parallel with yours, at least for a time. Or at times.
All of us have a thread. Yours is already connected with many, I'm sure. Know that it is connected here as well.
But I appreciate that. But for someone with a life like the one that I've had, that is a comforting thing to know.
We are a people of travel. You seem to be accustomed to that already. Wherever we find land, we can call that home.
I may be accustomed to travelling, but not quite in the same style that you are. Those, the whatever magic is responsible for this travelling.
Ancient dragon magic.
Aye, well, most magic is a mystery to me, which, considering who my father is, that's probably a reassuring thing to hear from me.
He turns his face again. Let's hope it stays that way.
I realise that this probably means very little, but I am sorry for what he's done.
For this, I gave him one just as good back. As he tenses his hand.
That's good to know.
Well, I think food is in order. And you have a reunion to have.
That I do.
Huh. And we're going to cut there. And have a bit of a break. Oh, we can finish. I think we can finish. No, we're going to have a break.
Way.
We're going to have a break.
Yeah.
And then I will actually do the proper exposition of you guys eventually returning to the King's Arch.
Yeah, man.
We kidnapped Isma, goddammit!
Oh,
That's what the team. We know where we are going.
I think this was, even though it wasn't even an episode, this was the best episode.
Yeah, exactly. Like,